What's up, you guys? My name is Michelle Martin. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to be doing a full face of my favorite drugstore products. I'm going to be using E.l.F, MILANI, a little bit of Maybelline. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Grab your makeup brushes and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And the first thing I'm going to do is pull my hair back because it's in my way. Alright, so I'm going to get started with some Hard Candy Hydrating Primer. I love this primer so much. It's so good. It's a dupe for Milk Makeup, the Hydro Grip Primer. Except for this is only like, I don't know, $8 or $9. I'm starting to get low on it, so I need to get a new one. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take some foundation, and I'm going to be using the E.l.F. CC Cream and mixing it with a little bit of the Maybelline 24 Hour. Now the E.l.F. is in the shade Light 240 and the Maybelline is Buff Beige. So I will just mix the two together. And I'll just do like a little pump of both. I don't like actually mix them on a mixing thing or nothing. I just like use a little bit of both. One's a warm undertone, one's a cool undertone. You would think by now like I would be better at like finding a shade, you know. I'm 33 years old, so I should have it together, but I don't. I'm like still like, what shade should I get? So I just mix a bunch of them together until we get something that'll work. But usually, I mean, you can usually make it work. It doesn't always have to be perfect. Okay, now that I have that done, I'm going to go into eyebrows, and I love to use the E.l.F. It's the Instant Lift Brow Pencil, and this I believe is in the shade dark brown or brunette, but I'm not sure which one. It's one of those shades though. I'm just going to fill in my brows. I normally like a brow powder instead of a pencil. I just can work with it better, I think, personally. But I do have one coming, actually. I just placed an order on E.l.F.'s website, so that's going to be here very soon, and we're going to be able to do an unboxing. Okay, now that I have my brows on, I'm going to go into a little bit of concealer, and I'm going to use the E.l.F. 16 Hour Camo Concealer. This is just the original one. They do have a hydrating one. I like this one better. Personally. And I don't use very much concealer, just a little bit. And this is also in the shade Tan Walnut. And I'm also using an E.l.F. Total Face Sponge as well for all of this. And I'm going to use this E.l.F. Electric Mood. This was a collab they did. I'm going to use this lighter shade right here for my blush. And I'm going to press this at the top like this. And then I'm going to take this bronzer, and I'm not going to put it in my crease. I'm going to put it right above my crease. So we're kind of putting it in that blush a little bit, and we're just going to blend it out. This stuff blends really nicely into your skin as well. I just like to move my blush and my bronzer up a little bit. Put some on my forehead. And I'm going to put some underneath here. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to my under eyes, and I'm just going to take my beauty sponge and just tap under there again, because I'm about to go in with my E.l.F. Halo Glow setting powder. This is in the shade medium. I love this one for setting underneath my eyes and my T-zone. It brightens the under eye, but it doesn't give you that white look. And the Halo Glow one doesn't dry your under eyes out for a powder. It just helps hold that concealer right in place. And then I'm going to set around my mouth. In between my eyebrows and my forehead a little bit, and on my nose. Not a whole lot, just a little bit of powder. And this just helps last, make your makeup last, that's all. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my eyes, and I'm going to take the NYX. Now mine has been used quite a bit, but my NYX Proof It. You can't see the words almost on it, but I love this eyeshadow primer. I'm just gonna put it on, and then I'm gonna take a brush and blend it in. Okay. And then I'm going to be using my favorite probably eyeshadows from the drugstore, which are the E.l.F. bite-sized shadows. This top one is in Truffles, and this bottom one is in Cream and Sugar. They are my favorite. They're so good. So I'm going to go into the Truffles palette first. And I'm going to take just a fluffy brush, and I'm going to buff that right above my crease for my transition shade. So if you want to, you can take a light shade just to set that down a little bit. So you can go into that Cream and Sugar palette and use that very light shade just to set it down a little bit. And then go into that Truffles, this color right here, and just blend it back and forth. And now I'm going to go into the Cream and Sugar palette, and I'm going to take the lightest shimmer shade with a flat brush, this lightest one, and I'm going to put that on my lid. And I'm just going to bring it about a little over halfway, I would say. But this color is just so pretty. I love this color. I like this color with blue. Today we're going to be using blacks and browns with it. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into that Truffles palette, and I'm going to use that black shade with a pencil brush. And I'm going to put this on the outer lid. I'm just going to stamp it down at first just to get the color built up. And I'm just going to run it back and forth in a scratching motion just to kind of blend the two colors together. And then in the Truffles palette, I'm going to take this dark brown shade, and I'm going to use a dense but a little fluffy brush. And I'm going to place that right down on top of the black and buff it out all the way to the inner crease. And put it right on top of that black and bring it around. I like to lay the brush on its side and kind of scratch it back and forth so it helps take out the harsh lines. And then I'm going to go back with that very first brush that I used and run over top of it, just to diffuse that color a little bit. Blend everything together. Then I'll go back in with the brush that I used for the dark brown. Diffuse that black a little more. When you're using black, it really does help to blend it out with a dark brown, just so it doesn't look as harsh. Okay, and now I'm going to go into the lower lash, or actually I think I'm going to go in with my eyeliner first, which is the NYC HD, just in the shade black. Now, when I put my eyeliner on, I like to close my eye so I'm hitting both top and the bottom. You don't have to do this. Do your eyeliner however you normally would do it. It's just how I do my eyeliner. And it's just like, it's normally like how you would normally place your eyeliner right there on your, water line, but I just close my eye and I just guide it back and forth. I'm not pressing it into my eye or anything. I'm just guiding it back and forth. Now I'm going to go in with a tiny pencil brush, and I'm going to use the black shade first, and I'm just going to keep that on the outer side. And then I'm going to go in with that dark brown color right beside of it and run it all the way on top. So I'm going to bring it all the way around and on top of that black, just to smoke it out more. And I'll bring it around to the side here, just to connect from like the side all the way out. And then I'm going to take a small flat brush, and I'm just going to use the highlighter that I'm going to use here in a little bit, which is the E.l.F. White Gold highlighter. And I'm going to put that on my brow bone. And also the inner corner. Okay, and then I'm going to go back with my damp beauty sponge, and I'm just going to run it right over here just to kind of clean up this edge. So it doesn't look so harsh. If you just kind of press it, it just kind of cleans up that edge a little. I don't like my edges to be super sharp anyway, so. Okay, so now that we have that done, I'm going to go into powder blush and bronzer. Let me fix this clip too. And I'm going to be using the E.l.F. Contour Blush and Bronzer. This is what it looks like. I don't know the name of it. I can't remember. But I'm going to start with the bronzer. And I'm just going to put a little bit on top of my cream. And then I'm going to bring it down the neck. Should have left the earrings off. Getting in my way. So now I'm going to use this highlighter from E.l.F. Like I said, it's in white gold. And I'm going to use this brush, which is actually supposed to be for foundation, but I don't know why. I really like it for some highlighter. So I'm just going to highlight tops of my cheeks, the tip of my nose, and my cupid's bow, like so. I don't like a whole lot of highlighter. I used to, but not so much anymore. Okay, now that I got that done, I'm gonna go in with this Revlon Age Defying. It's just a pressed powder that I picked up at Walmart, and I'm just gonna use this as my all over powder. I feel like this helps just blend everything together. Gives you a little more coverage, which I like. I like coverage because my face has a bunch of redness and veins and freckles, so I like to have a little bit of coverage. I don't like anything sheer. Okay, so now that I have that done, I'm going to go into my brows. Here we go. And I like to use the E.l.F. Wow Brow. And this is in the shade Brunette, I think. brunette or dark brown. I'm not sure, but one of the two. Like some days when I'm doing just a quick, super quick, throw a little bit of makeup on, I like to just throw some of this in my brows because it is tinted and it does hold them in place really well. And then I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Sky High. I love this mascara. That's what the wand looks like. It is a little bit hard to get out of your lashes though, and it's not waterproof, but it is a little bit hard to get out of your eyelashes. Now, I hardly ever use false lashes. Like, I'm just not a fan of them. I can get them on, but it takes me forever, and I just would rather just put on some mascara and go on with it. Like, I never use, like, I do occasionally do false lashes, but not that often. Okay, and then after I do that, I usually just like to take my sponge and just wipe underneath my eyes one more time, just to make sure I don't have anything else under there. And then I'm going to fill in my lips. Let's see, I'm going to use this E.l.F. It's just a dark brown, you know, lip liner. It doesn't have a name or anything on it. Okay, and then I'm going to go on top with this LA Colors Cocoa Shimmer. It's a really pretty brown. And if I mess up on my lip liner, I like to just take a little brush to fix it. And then I'm going to go over top with a little bit of gloss, and this is LA Colors High Shine Shea Butter in the color Fresh. This is what the tube looks like. I don't know if you can see it. I'm sitting in front of my window and I can see my husband and my son out there. They're playing some ball with my dog. Okay, and now I just need a little bit of setting spray just to set all this powders down. Okay, you guys, so this is the completed look. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.